All right, let's see how this goes. How long this goes for. Because I am tired. It is just me today because my wife's doing masks and her schedule's full today. So it's just me. Apologies for that, but it's just me. And I'm not doing a video game because, hello, Epic. I'm not doing a video game today because there's no way my hand-eye coordination is going to be any good at all. I got 0 sleep last night, so my hand-eye coordination is not going to be very good. This isn't a good day to be playing Battlefield. I'm going to have to get back up to speed with Battlefield. I'll probably end up passing out after I do. I've got another hockey video to do. I'll probably end up passing out, and then I'll end up being awake in the middle of the night. That's normally the way that works, is I end up with a really bad sleep schedule after that. My day's not been too bad. But yeah, I didn't get any sleep last night. Just stress stuff got to me, and it was a combination of various stressors. So that's what happens. First time I've gone a night without sleep in years, I think it's been 4 years. Howdy, Daniel. My favorite food, that'd be anything with pretty much beef. Honestly, the taco time that we have here, the beef burritos are just absolutely fantastic, and they're filling, and yet they're not like really horrendously bad for you. So like a lot of food is that tastes really good. So that'd probably be my favorite food right now. Yeah, it was one of those things that when you lay down in bed and you're kind of stressed, and then you think, all right, so I gotta take my mind off that. But the more you think about it, and then there's other stressors that come up. So I tried playing around with the phone and playing a couple games on there to get my brain all distracted. Just didn't work. So at about 5 a.m, I got out of bed and made up all my boards that I did videos for today. And this afternoon, I've been doing a madness board that's hidden behind this for hockey stuff. So there's a madness board coming. So yeah. I snuck out on Yvonne. The only reason that she knew that I was out of bed was because she heard me opening a pop in here. I was trying to do it really, really quietly. I mean, she knows that I get stressed. I just don't talk to her about it because I don't want her to be awake too. It doesn't do us any good if we're both zombies. Kachuk or Cassian, who do I like more? I would probably say I like Kachuk more. Cassian drove me nuts when he was in Vancouver. 2014 series, will I do Penguins versus Rangers? I think I've already got that series picked. And I think I've already got that series picked. 1 second. I think it's on this board over here. Nope, I don't have that series picked. I can't say for sure which one I've got. I'll look at it. And then again, when I get up to 2019, I'm then going to go right back and start all over again in 1981. Howdy, Mr. Pucker. Yeah, I'm sorry about the lateness of going live. We'd planned on doing it earlier, but Yvonne's been running around town distributing masks to people that want them and going through making them. And people have just been really chatty because we're up to that point now where social interaction doesn't exist in the real world. So when you socially interact with somebody, you really socially interact and you talk quite a bit. So yeah, it's really backed up her day. I am leaning towards probably Canes Blackhawks. I did mow the lawn. I drained the battery. I mowed part of the lawn in the backyard. I didn't mow the lawn in the front. In the back, there's no flowers, so I could just mow the back lawn. And after this live stream, and after I do the madness video, I'm going to go out and try to finish the backyard. I've charged the batteries again. We'll see if that's going to be enough. Where do I rank Tretiak? See, Tretiak's tricky. So Tretiak, we only saw him with the Soviets. He was otherworldly. I think if Tretiak had played in North America, I would probably have him ahead of Patrick Roy. I can't rank him because of the fact that I didn't see much of him other than in international tournaments where he was absolutely fantastic. That Soviet team was so good. That was part of the reason those jerseys were so popular, also because the hammer and sickle looks awesome. But yeah, Tretiak, I really think if he'd played in North America, I think he would have been regarded as the best goaltender. And I do intend on doing kind of my own league with NHL 20 at some point. Maybe the next time I can't sleep. Does Galchenyuk sign in the KHL? He fit in pretty well with Minnesota. I would not be surprised to see him stay with the Minnesota Wild. I thought he played pretty well there. And I did know that parks will be opening up. I know they want they're trying to restrict groups to 6 people. It's funny because my wife said she knows somebody who's got like I think 6 or 7 kids. So she's like, "Great, I can't. I have to put kids in the backyard." So they're saying small groups. We have 3 kids here, so I could invite one person over, I guess. But it's been pretty good locally. Things are going pretty well, and I'm happy about that. Should Wings try to get Askarov? No, I don't think so because with where they're drafting, if they can get Byfield, Stutzla, or Lafreniere, that's what they need. They need that superstar player. Goaltender, they can figure that out later. Yvonne's upstairs. She's making masks, and I was like, I've got to do this because I got other stuff to do, and then I'm probably just going to go and pass out. Do I see either Domi or Drouin leaving Montreal? I would go more with Drouin than Domi. I think Domi should be a Montreal Canadian for a long time. Drouin, I don't know. It seems like there's always where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's always some speculation about whether or not he's going to be on his way out of Montreal. Maybe he goes so they can get another defenseman. We'll see. Thoughts on Peter Nedved? Interesting thing with Peter Nedved. He was friends with somebody that I went to church with, and when he was holding out on the Vancouver Canucks, the rumor that got back to me was that he had been told by his agent he was worth more money than Trevor Linden. So I told my friend, I said, he's not worth more money than Trevor Linden. And that friend of mine answered, yeah, I know, but it's in his mind he's better than Trevor Linden. He's worth more. So he goes to St. Louis. He gets his contract. And then he was seen at a Canucks game. And I was hearing that he was asked by a Canucks fan, do you regret you're not here? This was during the 94 run. Do you regret that you're not here for Vancouver for this? And his answer to the fan was, no, I'm part of the Millionaires Club now in St. Louis. So there was an ego with Peter Nedved, and I'm not as likely to do a video on Peter Nedved for that reason. First place I'll go after lockdown. It'll definitely be a lacrosse park or a floor field, street hockey area. That's really what I've been itching to do. Thoughts on Derek Stepan? He's underrated. Stepan is definitely underrated. Greatest Vancouver Canuck of all time, in my opinion. I can't go with any. I think the Sedins. I think they're best player ever. Thoughts on the Ducks? They're going to get better. The NFL schedule is coming out. Good. Thank God. That's great. Favorite Trailer Park Boys season? Probably the 3rd or 4th. I liked it better earlier. The newer seasons are still funny, but the earlier stuff was still funniest. The funniest storyline they ever did was the Patrick Swayze train. That was the funniest thing they ever did. I could create a WHA. Thoughts of WWE removing Roman Reigns from stuff? I get what they're doing, but it's weird. It's really, really weird. And I don't know if they're playing it off like, well, we don't know when he's coming back, so we're just going to take him out, or to make it seem more dramatic when he comes back. So I'm not sure which way they're playing it. Is the CFL done for good? The CFL wants an infusion of cash from the government, some kind of help. And I know they're having discussions with the union. I don't know how this is going to work, because if they cancel the season, I mean, it could potentially mean that all of the players are unrestricted free agents, because that's what's in the collective bargaining agreement. because they didn't think pandemic. So the CFL could end up being done financially. It's been on life support at times, or we could see everybody's a free agent after this year. Brian Burke. Brian Burke was a very entertaining general manager. I loved every interview with Brian Burke. The weirdest thing with Burke in Vancouver was he just couldn't solve the goaltending problem. Everything else he was great with. He could not solve the goaltending. Murray Bannerman. I like Murray Bannerman. Murray Bannerman in the early 80s was good. I know the numbers are scary when you look at the goaltending numbers in the early 80s. Bannerman was a good goaltender. Nolan Foote. We'll see how he is at the NHL level. The Foote brothers, I mean, Nolan should be up this year. So we'll see how good he is for Tampa this year. His younger brother, split decisions on whether or not he's going to be NHL caliber and just how good he might be. The rumor with the money on the roof thing is that somebody's going off the roof, and it looks like some of the channels I follow think it's going to be Otis. His favorite NHL commissioner. Well, we've only had one. Technically, the first one is Bettman. He's the only commissioner they've ever had. They had league presidents before that. Is Kovalchuk going back to Montreal? It depends. I think it'll be Washington or Montreal. If he's willing to sign a cheap deal in Washington, he might be tempted to stay there and play with Ovechkin over a full season. Why is Mikko Koskinen a god in NHL 20? The same reason there that Eric Daze was the absolute goal-scoring king of NHL 2004. Because there's always those weird ones where those players are just absolutely fantastic and you can't figure it out. Like Daze was a good goal scorer, but like he was always scoring 50. And I'm like, really? Daze is the best goal scorer in the entire National Hockey League? I don't know about that. Vesa Toskala, one of the Leafs' worst goaltenders. He had one of the worst seasons goaltenders had in Toronto. He was actually pretty good when he first got there. And I knew what Toronto was trying to do there. But yeah, when it fell apart fast. Favorite owner. Mark Cuban would be my favorite owner right now. Aaron Dell had a pretty good season. I don't know if he stays in San Jose or not, but he had a pretty good year. It was a slow start, but once he got going, he was pretty good. Oh, C3PO over Jar Jar Binks. Have I lived in Abbotsford my whole life? No, actually, I've lived in Abbotsford for the last couple of years. I lived in Chilliwack almost my whole life before that. Is that a McDonald's cup? Yep. That's from my food earlier. Thoughts on the Hockey News top 100 goalies issue? I have that here somewhere. I think they had Sawchuk at number 1, didn't they? And again, you know, if we didn't see Sawchuk play, I can't grade him, but I don't have any problem with him being number 1. Are the Bruins going to trade Halak? Not after signing him to that fantastic deal, no. What I like with Mark Cuban is that he's honest, he's down to earth. If the NBA can find a way to restart safely, he's 100% behind it. And if it can't, he is going to be the first owner that says this doesn't work. So I love that about him. He has all the money, but he also has the human side to it as well. Jeremy Jacobs could learn a lot. Will Pavelski bounce back next season? At that age, and I don't know that Dallas has been a great fit. He may just be a 20-goal scorer now rather than a 30-goal scorer. Big Bang Theory videos. Current thoughts on the show? It's not that funny. The thing that bothered me with the Big Bang Theory was that very often, almost every joke came down to either, oh, look, they're nerds, laugh at it, or Penny's a whore, or the other joke was something about ethnic and race. And that's where all the jokes end up. And as the seasons went along, it got worse. Although Penny turned into Kaylee Cuoco as the show went along, there was less Penny, more Kaylee. It's sort of like Tasha Yar on Star Trek, how she's a character. And by the end of it, she's just Marina Sirtis. There is no difference. The accent disappears. She's just herself. She's got her hair down. There's no difference. And Kaylee Cuoco, by the end, she's just sitting around drinking wine and clearly ready to end the show. Why no sleep? Just a couple of different stressors came through at the same time, and I'm stubborn. So while I probably could have talked it out with Yvonne and gone to sleep, I just put my arm around her. She went to sleep on because Yvonne is just out like that. And then I just sat there and stared at the ceiling and tried to take my mind off of it, but it just didn't work. I have not watched Young Sheldon yet. And yes, Kaylee Cuoco was hired for basically for her looks. That's what she was there for. So, hi.
Hi.
Well, no, I knew you were busy. So I didn't want to bother you because I knew you're busy. And so I'm calling this the Sleepless live stream.
All right.
So if you want to come in, you can.
Do you need me or no? Then you're just
What do you mean no? Need to invest in Red Bull. See the thing with energy drinks is
nasty.
the crash. The crash after is bad, and then they increase your heart rate, and I don't want to be messing with that. I am going to try to do my treadmill. I'm going to try to finish the backyard after I'm done.
Okay.
Did you look at that patch of grass I got cut? Looks good.
No.
Come on in. I'm not trying to replace you.
No, it's not replace. It's just get rid of me.
I'm not trying to get rid of you.
I need you. Do this on my own.
I'm not trying to get rid of you.
Uh-huh.
See, and I'm even showing that I have arms. See?
No way.
So, yeah. See, and there's people saying hi, and see, and you're the woman of the hour. And they love your cup.
Oh, I have
your David's tea. Oh no, that's the Avalanche. Yeah.
The Avalanche one today. I'm not drinking.
One of the many Tervises that we have.
I know we do have a lot.
Tons of them.
Yvonne loves reading questions. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yes, she does.
Yeah. I can't read it though. You have it tiny.
Oh, you need it embiggened. I'm sorry. There you go. Is it embiggened enough for you?
There we go.
Aren't they done schoolwork today?
No, because I wasn't here.
Oh, so they didn't finish it.
Well, hers, I have to help her with it. Let's look at those words.
Okay,
but she reads most of it.
Okay, well, all those words are just black. You go black, 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 black. That's what they are. They're black.
Did you do that? Good. Very good, Adelaide.
I got a bluebird because that's one of my most favorite colors.
You should put a bird dog up there. To find flying dog.
And biggin. Yeah.
Bird dogs are fantastic. We're going to get one someday.
You are a star. Really respect all your work. So in masks and caps. It's all the time. It's
all day.
Honestly so exhausting.
Yeah. You've been at it since 9 o'clock this morning.
It is so exhausting.
I'll let you in so you can show her your work.
Elsa or Anna?
Anna. Elsa's kind of stuck up.
Who will make the playoffs first, Kings or Senators? You miss me that much.
Kings. I'll go with Kings on that one because I like Cal Peterson. I admit I have some bias because of Cal Peterson. I want to see that kid get him into the playoffs.
Onward or Frozen? They're both cute. I think they're both cute movies. Onward makes me cry, though. Frozen doesn't.
Because Frozen doesn't really have a plot.
It does, too.
It really doesn't.
It's cute. I like them both.
It's got, like, the little snowman and there's a whole cannibal part. I might be mixing up my movies. Let's build a snowman.
You're dark.
Make him our best friend.
Letterkenny new seasons would be great during all this, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Absolutely.
And Bonnie McMurray, she was doing a Q&A thing on her Instagram. And somebody said, "Are you tired of being called Bonnie McMurray yet?" And she goes, "Well, no, my name's Camilla." So I thought that probably ticked her off how everybody's always referring to her as Bonnie.
Right.
When her name's not Bonnie.
Onward was such a sweet movie, especially being an older brother. It is. It's a sweet movie.
I was surprised with the zombies in it. What was that all about?
Shannon hasn't watched it.
The zombies really caught me off guard.
We got to see it before theaters closed.
He looked like he doesn't know what he's doing.
He could be lost.
I think he's lost FedEx.
I did get to go to the theater and watch it with the kids before everything closed down. Like 3 days before everything.
I'm still waiting on my Chico Rush jersey, which has been stuck in Chicago for a month.
How's the weather? It's actually really nice.
It's beautiful out. So we'll be
sunny.
You can hear people are doing their lawns. So that started about 6:30 this morning because it was obnoxious. Everybody's sawing and hacking and just like, holy crap. But I have to finish our lawn today because I have to. So I'll run over a bunch of toys in the back and hopefully not end up injuring
Onward
myself.
is a movie that doesn't have the same punch when you don't have siblings or a dead dad. Well, I have a dead dad, so
My
that I haven't
dad's
seen
gone.
since I was 6. So
I'm an
totally
only child though, so I used to always ask my mother why she didn't have me last. I don't know if she thought I was stupid or
what?
because she always told me, well, Shannon always asked me why I didn't have him last. I'm thinking, I was being sarcastic, right? Because being sarcastic.
Is Yvonne a Chargers and Padres fan? Nope.
She's gonna be. Baseball comes back in July. That looks like that's where they're headed with that. But we're gonna get to watch NASCAR next Sunday. So if your church is still not a church,
no, there's not going to be church for a long time because
So-
we're still in lockdown.
so
not lockdown, but we're still
your church
closed
will
down.
become NASCAR on Sunday. We're gonna watch cars turning left.
We can only have gatherings of 6 people. That means no church.
Unless you have like a bunch of mini churches.
That's not a thing.
Sure it is.
Mm-mm. What are you looking at?
I'm just waiting to see if he's gonna like lean over to our side and maybe take some of ours out.
They might.
Because
Can you
neighbors do
verify? I
that.
heard Brian Burke say that someone on his staff almost had an actual fight with Yakupov in his draft interview.
Yeah, I saw that interview. That's not the first time he said that either. That Yakupov was really full of himself, and if he was drafting first, he wouldn't have taken him. After the interview with Yakupov, he wasn't going to touch him no matter where they were drafting. He said the guy was a jerk.
Will you live stream during NASCAR?
Yeah. Got a live stream him turning left. I'm going to get you a Martin Truex
And
shirt.
they're still turning left.
I'm going to get you a Martin Truex shirt.
They're
So you can
still
cheer for-
driving.
You can cheer for Martin Truex Jr.
Still
That's who we're
going
cheering
in
for.
circles.
Going to get Martin Truex to the front. You can cheer for Jeff Gordon if you want to, though.
I don't care.
You will.
No,
You'll
I
find
won't.
you'll find it
Still
weird.
cars
You're going to be
driving in
like
circles.
wow, this is the only sport. I guess I like this now.
Pass.
The PGA's having a tournament too, though. They're having a skins game. So
Why is there a fly in here? What in the world?
I don't know. Ask the
What's up with
cats.
that? Did you do it, Shadow? Is it your fault?
Well, I've got the window open, so both windows open.
It keeps flying right in front of my face too.
Yeah, it's well trained.
NASCAR sports.
It's sports. I just want to see some sports. I need a distraction. Everything on TV is either a rerun or it's terrifying. Oh, Patch, the one from South Korea,
Yeah, I
said
know he
those
is.
murder hornets, they really don't bother people.
That's good. They
He
just
said
kill all the
they're
bees?
scary looking, but they're not aggressive at all.
Well, that's
But
good.
yeah, he said they will destroy our ecosystem.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
So that's the drawback of the murder hornets.
just a little drawback.
They bite all
Who
the
needs
heads off the
food?
honeybees, and then nothing gets pollinated.
Thank you for talking about full moon jerseys. I bought 2 from there at a great price. The Statsny and McKinnon, both Reebok.
Yep.
Yeah, there's that
Yep, they're
photo. What in the
fantastic.
world?
I don't know.
It's like
It likes
one.
you, not me.
I know, always.
Likes you.
Truex Jr. is the worst, biggest complainer in the sport.
I don't care. I still cheer for him. He's fine. And with NASCAR, every now and then you'll see guys get out of their car and threaten to fight somebody after a wreck. That's always a highlight. You want to see that guys threaten to fight each other after a wreck.
No,
It's funny, especially when a guy
that's
takes his
stupid.
helmet and wings it at the other guy's car.
that's stupid.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Bunch of dude fights going on.
It's weird having people right outside.
As long as they're 6 feet away.
Where things just get best NASCAR driver is Ricky Bobby. Okay.
The best of all time is Dale Earnhardt.
Will you run for prime minister? Veto.
I wouldn't want that.
No.
I legit would never want to have that job.
Do you
It's
plan
not
to
a
do
thing.
coverage of the Bundesliga games? Will we even get that?
Well, we'll get it. It'll be on, I think TSN will carry
Will it
it.
be on the Ocho?
I think it'll be on TSN because that's German soccer. So
sports.
that's some high quality soccer. Angela Merkel has given the okay for it to start next week, and so they're gonna hit the ground running. Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that because when we have a meetup, it may end up being a soccer game. That might be the easiest way for everybody to stay 6 feet apart. Although then the ball gets all gross.
What are you doing to the ball?
No, just you pick it up and you kick it, and the goaltender's always picking up, and then you got to kiss the ball and you throw it.
I don't.
There's throw-ins and then there's the tongue the ball move too. Have you ever seen that?
No. Okay.
You palm it and tongue it.
It's driving me crazy.
Soccer can get to be a very intimate sport. I'm surprised you didn't know that.
I used to play soccer, and
you weren't playing it right then.
Something we didn't play like that.
You weren't playing it right then. Pixel took that spot this normally shadows and immediately started hissing and growling at him.
And it's my spot now.
And then I had to give her a little bit of a swat on the backside, and she glared at me, and I'm like, you want to be up there. You want to be up there. You stop growling and hissing at everybody.
In soccer, it's goalkeeper, not goaltender.
We always call it goaltender when we were playing soccer when I was a kid, because that's just what we thought of it as. Canadian, we just goaltender.
True.
So, or just you want to be goalie. Yeah, I'll be goalie. I loved playing goalie. That's my thing, because then you can just make it look like you're awesome. You can stand there and bounce the ball and look, and you'd be like, man, I've spent 30 seconds and I've done nothing, but man, this looks awesome. Bounce the ball and look to the side. You motion guys up that way, and then you crank the ball. And see, if we play soccer, I'll play net. I have no problem playing goal. None. I love playing goal.
Would Shannon take a sports commentary gig if he could pick his dates? You're picking dates now? Why do you need a date? Shannon.
See, I was getting dates, and then you told Scarlett Johansson to stay away.
Oh, no. Who's that?
So, I don't know, but somebody's here for masks.
Okay, that's the crazy lady that keeps video calling me. Okay, I'll be back in 5 minutes. I hope she doesn't talk forever.
See? And this is why I was running it, because I knew she'd be doing that. What's it like being in Canada versus the US? Honestly, in Canada, here in British Columbia, our case counts are very low. I know there's been protests that have been seen on TV, but people are really pretty sedate here. We're just staying home. We're not panicky. Things are pretty good. I know on the American side of the border, there's been some big protests. Really, in Canada, it's been much smaller. And across all party lines, everybody seems to understand what we're doing here, and we're all kind of on board because we want things to get back to normal, but we want it done the right way. Favorite sports movie? Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore's my favorite. My thoughts on the Rays. I do like that they've always had good pitching, and they've had to do it on a budget. The A's and the Rays, I guess if it rhymes, they're good that way. Blue Jays too. Will Woody Harrelson be a good Carnage? Yeah, absolutely he will. Hayden Christensen in the Kenobi series, I think that'd be great. I think Hayden Christensen's a good actor. It was the lines he was given. Nobody could make those lines work. Robert De Niro couldn't make those lines work. Best Charger of all time. For me, Natrone means business. Drew Brees at quarterback. Yeah, there have been some good ones. It's just a shame they've never had, and Junior Seau, they've never had the championship. Kerfoot on the Canucks. I don't think the Canucks need any help down the middle. Did I play hockey as a kid? Not organized. For me, it was floor hockey or street hockey because we just didn't have the finances, and I didn't have a parent that would have been able to get me to all the practices and everything, so I didn't play organized hockey as a kid. Do I play Fortnite? No. Have I ever watched Northern Exposure? I love Northern Exposure the first few years, and then it kind of went off the rails as the seasons went along, but the first 2 years were really good. Thoughts on the Colts? Well, we'll see if the Colts can can do well next year. Like they were close this past season. I think they'll be in the mix again. They should at least be an 8-8 team. Best hockey fight of all time. I would go with the brawl between Quebec and Montreal. That one was just epic, and it just felt like it was going on forever. Favorite soccer player all time? It'd be Bob Lenarduzzi. Outside of that, Jurgen Klinsmann. Jurgen Klinsmann. Absolutely. Do I watch Bar Down? I have watched them. Should the Jaguars tank for... The Jaguars have been tanking for a while. Like, they haven't... It's been a while since they were really good, hasn't it? So they're probably already thinking about it. Brian Bickle, good player, tragically short career. What do I think of the new episode of Rick and Morty? I've been watching like the one that they had this week, which was the anthology show. It's weird. That's the second one after the heist episode. They've had a couple of really weird episodes. Really, really bizarre, weird episodes. 1-versus-1 fight. Any fight involving Probert or Domi was always entertaining. And if it was Probert against Domi, right? Will the Buccaneers overachieve or underachieve? I think they're going to be solid. I haven't listened to Kessler and BX's podcast yet. And thank you. Thank you, Sam's Math and Science. Favorite urinating tree legacy of failure? I don't really have a favorite. I don't really have a favorite. Have I ever watched Iron Maiden live? No. American Ninja Warrior, I've watched that show a couple of times. Star Wars Rebels is amazing. Favorite pitcher of all time? Jimmy Key. Jimmy Key's my favorite pitcher. And I would have, Dave Wells, as his career went on, I gained more and more respect for him, that he went into the bullpen and then came back out and was a starter. Great long career for him. And underrated for Toronto was Dave Stewart. Should Probert and or Domi be considered for the Hockey Hall of Fame? No, but you need to have a Legends wing. And I think you could have him in there. Tony Twist or Kelly Chase? Twist. What year can Podkolzin start playing for the Canucks? Next season. Not 2020, 2021, but the year after that. NHL 20 playoffs will be done on Saturday. Best character from Friends? Chandler. I have no idea what happened to Paul Romanuk at Sportsnet. I know they let him go. I don't know why that was. Megadeth or Metallica? Metallica. How old are my kids? I have 2. And of course, Yvonne has had 3 when I met her. My daughter's 24. My son's 20 years of age. And our kids now are 15, 13, and 7. So there's a nice wide range of ages there. Senators contenders in 2 years. It's going to depend on the goaltending. Hey, Lewis. Lewis just arrived. Okay, you stay here. I'm going to go use the washroom. I'll be right back. You can answer the questions as me, though.
Oh, awesome. As you.
Yeah.
Best German NHL player of all time. I don't know. Would you watch an Office season 10? Probably not. Ever watch How I Met Your Mother? Yes. That show is funny, but it went on way too long. Just like The Office, it went on too long. I don't like it when shows go too long. It's not really funny. Most embarrassing Shannon story you have? I can't think of any embarrassing Shannon stories. I can't think of anything. When is Seattle naming their team? Gosh, if anybody knew. Yeah, nobody knows. They're not saying. Would you rather wear an Islanders jersey or eat Taco Bell? Ugh. Taco Bell's disgusting. It really is. I don't think it's actually food.
What's not food?
Taco Bell. I think it's pretend food.
I like Taco Bell. When they have their $1 tacos, it's fantastic. I used to go get 5 for $5. Beef taco day, and then I get 5 beef tacos.
No, Taco Bell's disgusting.
You're insane.
No, I'm not. I just have standards.
I want a divorce. That's just crazy talk.
He's such a dork. The ending of How I Met Your Mother ruins the whole show.
Yes.
I don't think they planned it out, or they planned it out and then they decided, well, this show's doing really well. We need to carry it out a few more seasons.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, now that ending doesn't really work, so we need to do
it didn't make
something.
any sense that he ends up with Robin. That didn't make any sense at all.
No.
They'd already had a relationship and they'd already proven it didn't work. But then again, it's the Ross and Rachel thing all over again, where they're toxic, they're horrible to each other, so we'll just put them back together at the end of the show.
Crab juice or Mountain Dew?
Ugh,
they're both gross, so.
Why did they drink all that crab juice?
Did you watch that 70s show? Yes.
Absolutely.
That show is fun.
Because Donna and Jackie.
Do you like Mexican food? Of course.
She's more into the Mexican food than I am.
Mexican food's great.
Usually the food that I like is technically American food that they call Mexican food. She likes the actual real Mexican food with all the seasonings and all that.
Yeah. Seasoning and vegetables.
And see, that's where I'm kind of the beef and the cheese and the gravy
Shannon
side of it.
has an aversion to vegetables.
No, beef's a vegetable. Because cows are grass fed, so that makes them a vegetable. It's true. It's just like if it's a free range chicken, that makes a chicken a vegetable.
No.
Yes.
No.
That's why you have free range chickens, to make them vegetables.
Everybody loves Raymond. Yep, watch that too.
Oh, that was a really good show. And I have a very similar sense of humor to Ray Romano on that show. And the grandparents are just absolutely amazing. Just that they were fun. Absolutely hilarious.
Hey Vaughn, what kind of tacos do you like? All different ones. I mean, I like the ground beef. I also like carne asada. Sometimes chicken ones are good. I really like tamales. Tamales. I remember the
first time. Yeah, the first time I had tamales at a Spanish family's house, so an actual Latino served dish, and the bones were in with the chicken. Oh, and they didn't tell me. And I almost choked on a chicken bone. I'm like, wait, you guys don't debone these things?
Well, it's because you cook it all in the crock pot, and so there's the little bones in it. Yeah. Carne asada is the best. Carne asada is fantastic.
It means sad meat.
It's not.
Yeah, carne is meat, and asada means sad meat. So it's because the meat's wilting. So meat wilts on the vine. Haven't you ever heard that before?
Gosh.
Meat wilts on the vine. I'm sleepless, so you're not
supposed to have bones in tamales. No, you're not, but it depends on
depends who's making them.
Yeah, it depends on who's making them. And if you cook them in a crock pot, sometimes there will be that wayward little bone because they have got those. It's the spine, the vertebrae.
Yeah,
and they're so little.
And if I said anything about it, they'd say cabron and they'd roll their eyes and they'd walk away, and I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm getting lipped off. All right, I know what that means. So all right, I'm just gonna shut up now. All right, get Ehoy gone, and they
do you like Chipotle, like the restaurant or the seasoning?
I love the seasoning.
I've never been to the restaurant. I know they have one in Surrey.
I realized I didn't like yam fries. I just like Chipotle sauce. So I was just ordering yam fries to get Chipotle sauce. So
better Shannonism, fantastic or absolutely. It's so weird that Shannon talks just like me.
We do very similar,
yeah. Those are I think those are both things that Shannon.
You haven't picked up on bird dog though. Well, I had to replace swear words with something.
One food that's totally Canadian.
Poutine. It wasn't served right.
There's a lot of Canadian food. Butter tarts, Nanaimo bars,
beaver tails.
Oh, I haven't had a beaver tail in forever. That would make me so sick.
That's right, but I'll have one for you. I will take a bullet for you, sweetie. I'll eat the beaver tail. I'll do it.
Tutsia.
Isn't tutory French though? Like it's not Canadian.
It is. It is not French. It is French Canadian.
So I say tutory because I'm English.
Because he's a dork.
I don't pronounce it all her highfalutin Spanish ways there. So
dork.
See, you're not supposed to say that.
I'm trying to think what else is Canadian. Fish and chips, I mean, it's British, but it's pretty darn Canadian. Pierogies, that's pretty Canadian.
Pierogies, yeah. I'm really surprised
it's not-
pierogies are not available in the South.
They're really,
Like you
really
go across the
common
border
here.
and they're not there.
Nah.
I even thought, well, I'm going to find pierogies. I'm going to prove her wrong.
Because I explained to him that I can't get them in the States. I can't get them at the grocery store. That's not a thing.
Somewhere
Here,
there's
they're
pierogies.
everywhere.
Somewhere there's pierogies because in every store here you can find them. And yeah, once you cross the
Restaurants,
border, once you go
yeah.
south, no, there's nothing. And I think Americans are missing out on pierogies because bacon and cheese pierogies are fantastic.
Ketchup chips, yeah. Ugh. All dressed chips, those are Canadian and they're good. They have an American version and they're gross.
I haven't had a bag of chips since August. I'm so proud of myself.
Anything pickled flavored, that's very Canadian.
Yes. Because we know pickles are fantastic.
Yes. Canadians love pickles. And mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is
Mayonnaise
super,
on everything.
Yes. Mayonnaise is pretty Canadian.
Yeah, mayonnaise on everything. I have mayonnaise on all my burgers, on French
People
fries.
dip their fries in mayonnaise.
Yes. Mayonnaise.
Yes.
Love mayo.
Let's see. I'm trying to think. Nanaimo bars are good. They're fantastic.
I'm not a
Donair.
big
There we
fan
go.
of-
Yes, that's
I'm not
pretty
a big
Canadian
fan
too.
of
Donair's great. I haven't had Donair.
Nanaimo bars are really overrated for me.
He's full of crap. Don't listen to him.
No, I'm saying my opinion. You can't say my opinion is wrong
He's wrong.
because it's an opinion on a food.
His opinion is wrong. Dill
You've been
pickle
reading the
flavored
internet,
chips.
haven't
Dill
you?
pickle chips are great, and then the pickle dip with the pickle chips. That's great.
I can't eat that anymore.
And the pickle, I like pickle popcorn. That's yummy. Yes.
You're mentioning all the things I can't eat.
You can have pickle popcorn. It's delicious.
No, I don't like getting all the pieces stuck in my teeth all the time.
Have you ever
Painful.
tried barbecue sauce over meatballs?
Yes. Yeah, barbecued meatballs, sure.
I don't think so.
I have.
Had
Good.
gravy on meatballs and marinara.
You can have barbecue sauce with meatballs. It's good.
Canada has better Cadbury selection. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
We have
Wonder Bar,
Wonder Bars are great.
Coffee Crisp.
We have a lot of chocolate bars that they don't have in the States.
Oh,
A lot.
These can be right next to
And
the
those
house.
Cadbury mini eggs that you guys have for Easter, we have all the time.
Okay, here. Move forward.
The
for a
weirdest Canadian thing I like are those Big Turk candy bars. Do they not have those in the States?
second. I thought they did.
See,
Thought they
I
had
have
those in
trouble
the States.
remembering which ones they don't have. I know they don't have a ton of the stuff that we have, but yeah, I have trouble remembering sometimes which ones they don't have. And the Eat Mores, Shannon doesn't like them so much, but I really like them.
Nasty.
They're good. No, I
Gross.
like them. They're not nasty. Coffee Crisp are good. I got Coffee Crisp little mini eggs for everybody for Easter. Those were fun. And Aero bars and Kinder eggs, the real ones, not the fake ones that they have in the States.
Right.
Those are weird. They're not Kinder eggs.
Right. Because you can't have a
That's
toy
just-
and something that's edible. in
And
the
it's
States.
weird and gooey, and
Yeah.
the American one's weird. We have the American ones up here too, but they're weird.
I would imagine those are cheaper to manufacture.
I'm sure. Because just put the goo in here,
Yeah.
the toy in here.
Mm-hmm.
Ta-da! It's
That's
plastic.
That's also my dating advice. What?
Oh, Shannon.
Didn't you ever play with like Buck Rogers dolls on a date? You know, and then you have the yogurt, and then there's like the little fake volcano.
Oh, Henry. I love the Reese's Oh Henrys. Those are the best.
I guess we've had different dating experiences.
Yeah.
See, Buck Rogers is going to go into the volcano, which is full of yogurt.
I'll bring a vanilla Coke Zero to our next meetup. Shannon would like that.
I love vanilla Coke Zero, and I can't find it right now. So the orange vanilla Coke
I
Zero
find every once in a while.
is you found it at London Drugs, didn't you?
No, I found it at Shoppers.
Shoppers.
They
And
had
she-
3 of them, and I bought all that they had.
And then
They had them
lime.
at Save On one day too.
I can get lime Diet Coke. I've got that here. And then other flavors just they're in the States. So I can't go to the States anymore.
Do you guys like cherry blossoms? Who doesn't?
I think cherry blossoms are pretty universally loved.
Right?
They're pretty fantastic.
Those are fun.
So you bite the top off, and then you pour out the cherry juice, and then you eat all the way around the top after you've taken the cherry out of the middle of it, and then you eat the bottom last. Because if you don't, there's something wrong with you. There's a certain way to eat food.
Shannon eats a lot of things weird though, so.
Says the
Do you
lady
like-
that does the same thing.
Do you like burgers or hot dogs without buns? Yes. Well, I don't like hot dogs.
Burgers
either.
are
There's no way
fantastic.
to
with
make-
it. Well, you can make a good hot dog. Like I know the first time I lost weight, I would, when I came home from work, I would microwave 3 hot dogs, and I would melt cheese on them. So they would be 3, and they would be all beef hot dogs, and I would melt cheese into them, and it would fill me up, and I lost a ton of weight that way. That was just a lot of calories, but it would fill me up. So I don't know what
I
you're
don't eat hot
frowning
dogs. They're
for.
nasty.
You get enough cheese on there, you won't even notice the hot dog part.
I don't.
But
eat
when they
hot dogs.
microwave,
No,
they get all
that's
dried
not-
up too, and they get all crunchy, and they're pretty good that way.
No,
I like them
I eat
that way.
hamburgers though, and I eat those without a bun. Usually, I use very rarely.
Hamburgers
eat the
can be
bun.
just fine without a bun. It turns into
Do you
Salisbury
guys
steak.
like Popeye's chicken?
Yes.
Those are good.
You need to go to Popeye's Chicken as soon as we're
They
done.
don't
this.
have a drive-through.
I don't care. It's
I'm not going in. So
not my COVID. You just shake off the COVID outside and don't bring it in the house.
Yeah, it works like that.
Get the COVID wand out. You know what I'm saying?
Dork. Stop making me hungry. Do you ever go to Whitecaps games?
I haven't been to a Whitecaps game. I would enjoy a Whitecaps game though, because I do enjoy soccer. I do enjoy watching soccer. For me, with watching soccer though, it's usually going to be World Cup or Premier League. But I mean, I know I'll enjoy Bundesliga as well because there's sports on. I want to watch sports. I miss sports.
Do you like Popeyes in the States? Surprisingly, that's one of the places that it's the same.
It's the same on both sides of the border.
Almost
It's
the same.
pretty darn close.
Compared to other things.
I think the only
Popeyes is
difference
really
is they
good.
have the poutine at this one that they don't have at the one in the
Right.
States, and that's pretty much it.
No, Popeyes is good.
Yeah, Popeyes is pretty universally excellent.
It's just skipping.
What did you do?
Well, sometimes there'll be like just a few comments and then it goes a lot. Do they have Swiss Chalet in the States? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that's Canadian.
I haven't
isn't it?
seen it. Yeah, I haven't
I think
seen
that's
it.
a Canadian restaurant.
Yep.
Do you like lobster rolls? I don't
I'm
know
not
what
a
that is,
lobster
but that
fan.
sounds gross.
I'm not a lobster fan.
Yeah.
I generally don't like seafood. That's a general rule.
I do, but I don't like sea bugs.
They're not bugs.
They look like bugs.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
That spider, that looks like a bug.
you're a brat.
Why am I a brat? I'm gonna get
Lots
Buddy
of
back in the
reasons.
house. So poor Buddy out there in
Even
the sun. and the
Popeye's
heat.
desserts are really good. I wouldn't
I think
know.
I've had.
Mud pie and cheesecake.
I think I had their mud pie.
I don't know.
I think I had it the one time because you told me I had to have it because you couldn't. See, so if it's something she can't eat, she'll order it for me because I
I
can
do.
eat it,
I
and
do
then she lives
sometimes-
vicariously through
I do
me.
sometimes order,
And
it,
she'll have,
"You're
like, a
eating
small
this."
bite.
Yes.
She'll have a small bite.
Yeah.
It's like when I get a snack, it's normally chocolate bars that I know she's going to want, like at least a sniff of, or maybe a tiny bite of,
That might be true.
or just to see somebody else enjoying it.
I love seafood. I'll give up all other meats
Watch your cup.
except for seafood. Oh, Lewis, yeah. I know he because he's shown like the
Oh, yes.
octopus and bleh.
You can put your cup here. if
Do you
want
have
to.
Carvel? I'm gonna guess no. I don't know what that is.
No.
What's your favorite ice cream?
Chocolate chip mint.
Chocolate peanut butter.
That's an abomination. Chocolate chip mint is the best.
Chocolate peanut butter is the best.
It's
Tiger
not,
Tail's
though.
pretty good too sometimes, but
See, no, because chocolate chip mint's the best. This
yes,
is why
I
we end
still
up in
remember
court.
the video of the octopus moving around and bleh.
What? What octopus moving around?
He knows what I'm talking about. He knows what I'm talking
What's wrong
about.
with an octopus?
He know eating it when it's wiggling.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
no,
It's
that's
on the
not a
plate
thing.
and they put the sauce on it.
No,
and
you can't do that.
And then put it in your.
Yeah, that can't be a thing.
Does Yvonne allow indoor football?
I used to
What?
have a little football I used to have a
pears are
little
so funny.
foam football that I would throw around the house. I should totally get one of those and let
Is
kids play
that
with it.
peach or mango? Peach or mango ice cream is the best. Is that it looks like a mango.
Yeah, I think it's mango.
That would be good. I don't eat ice cream though because it has a bunch of
And
sugar.
you're welcome. I will pose. I will bow as well.
You don't eat food
will
that
bow.
fights back. That octopus.
Ugh,
And I
yeah.
could just picture it like sticking to your tongue.
Okay. All right.
Ah.
All right. Now you're going too far. Okay, that's
It's Lewis's fault, not mine.
Oh, that's just nasty.
Ever have tiger tail ice cream? I said that one was good.
Yep.
I mentioned tiger tail.
Rainbow.
really like it.
Rainbow's a good ice cream too, which is like lime and cherry.
Oh,
It's pink and green.
Isn't that sherbet though?
No.
It's not ice cream, is it?
Yeah, it is.
I thought that was sherbet.
Nope, they used to have that. That was one of the seasonal ones because they'd have tiger, which is black licorice and orange, and then they would have the rainbow came out. I think it was around Christmas. The rainbow one would come out. They had the 4-liter tubs, and then I'm trying to think of the other one. I know Tin Roof Sundae was one I really liked too. Tin Roof
Moose
Sundae's
Track
fantastic.
ice cream. Yes,
That's
I
very
love
good.
Moose Track.
That's very good.
When Malachi was little, we used to have the house that we lived in. It was really close to a little ice cream shop.
I have
and they
not had
Moose
ice
Track.
cream in months.
It's been a long time. They used to have really good Moose Track, and I would get that there. That was really good.
I do really try to stay to my diet. I do my
I have
best.
thread in my mouth. How do I have thread? Yeah, that was thread. I had a piece of thread in my mouth.
You get up and sleep so while you're trying to sleep at night. You walk upstairs, you sleep, walk up there and start sewing.
Yeah. Will you play Sims again?
Yes. Today it's a bad day. I would pass out. I'd be like, and done. And I'd be done. I'd be gone.
Money in the Bank predictions video.
Yeah, I can do that. Because that'd be something I could do tomorrow. I could totally do a Money in the Bank predictions video tomorrow. That'd be easy.
Oh,
See. No, you guys need to be nice to each other. Knock it off. Pick
iPhone or Android?
Android every time.
I don't like iPhones. To me, they're not intuitive. And so, but the Androids are.
You have to be nice to Shadow. I know you don't like him, but you have to be nice if you're going to stay in here.
When you go to North Carolina, go to Bojangles, better version of Popeyes.
I've heard of Bojangles. I've seen the ads on TV for them.
Yeah.
All right, you okay, Shadow?
Did you watch Dynamite last night? I'd rate it as a 4-star show.
I haven't, but I did see Sammy Guevara. They ran him over with a golf cart. It was sort of like a golf cart. They hit him with it. They didn't actually run him over. They hit him with it.
All right.
And it's been played everywhere. Broken Matt Hardy ran him over.
Oh, okay.
So it looks like that was the highlight, but I'm going to watch it.
Who are some of your favorite YouTubers or channels?
Red Letter Media.
Hi, Shannon.
Hi, Speedy. What Culture Wrestling. Simon Miller.
Pair up there.
Yeah, Simon Miller of What Culture Wrestling. Ash Millman of What Culture. I'm going with that because there are certain people on What Culture I'm not a big fan of, but there are some that I am. I like I'm Alex. He's almost up to 2 million subscribers. I find him entertaining. Smart kid. I watch Phil DeFranco. I don't end up watching his entire videos. I always end up watching like portions of his videos. Because he does a lot of advertising in his videos. So once all the advertisements show up, I'm like, I can't do this. It's one of the reasons why I don't have a bunch of sponsors, because I don't want to become, even though I'd make more money, I don't want to become the guy that's got 6 or 7 sponsors stacked into the middle of a video. Yeah, I guess that's enough. Oh, Stone Gremlin Productions. Sorry. Cinema Snob. Brad's fantastic.
Interrupting me.
Sorry.
Sheesh.
You know I like Brad.
Favorite Doctor Who companion? Please say Rose.
Clara would be first for me.
No.
And Rose would be second.
I also really like Donna. I think Donna is great.
Donna was good.
She is just so fun, and her.
I'd have Amy Pond and Donna being close.
Donna's better.
But Amy Pond gets weighed down because the longer the show went with her in it, the more it became about her and the less it was about the doctor, which was aggravating because it wasn't supposed to be the Pond show. And I would go with Clara, followed closely by Billie Piper as Rose, because she was
Rose
fantastic.
is fun, but I really like Donna. She's awesome.
I guess what we're saying is
She's
anybody who's not Martha is basically
Martha's the worst.
She was just, and it's not
Martha's
the actress.
the worst.
It's not the actress. It's just the way it was written. She'd crawl into a hole somewhere, and then when she was stuck in the hole, she'd get mad at the doctor about it. It's like, nobody told you to crawl in the hole, Martha. Nobody told you, didn't tell you go crawl in a hole. It's not his fault you crawled in the damn thing. Get yourself out and stop whining. She whines every episode. This is all your fault, doctor. I just would have left her. I would have let her get sucked into a black hole and say, forget about it.
No love for Steve Dangle, LOL.
I don't watch other hockey channels. I genuinely don't. I find that if I'm tracking what all the other hockey channels are doing, and if I'm watching all the other hockey channels, I start second guessing myself, and then I'm not in my rhythm, and I like to watch other channels that aren't in my sphere, so that I see what they're doing, because I always view YouTube as like platform wide. I don't necessarily care if they're in my lane and they're doing the same stuff I do. Like, what is it? It's Angelica XO is the other one I follow, the T channel. And I mean, she has over 500,000 subscribers. She just sits on her bed. It's a gray background behind her, and she has a little stuffed Eeyore. So when people say you need to do a green screen, you need to do this and that, and I'm thinking, well, this girl's just sitting in front of her wall, and she's got over 500,000 subscribers. So we're good. We're good with what we got. And that's, I know with Red Letter Media, that was an inspiration to get me into it. And the reason that the channel that I was watching first that I said, well, I could do that, is Tobuscus. Tobuscus was the one that inspired me to start a YouTube channel. That'll surprise people.
What do you think of Inception? Shannon likes Inception.
I love Inception. If I watched it right now, I'd probably find all kinds of meanings in it. Inception is absolutely fantastic. Does it make a lot of sense? No, but it's a concept. It's a concept more than it's a movie. So as long as you buy the concept and you're not looking for 100% logic, Emily Page is fantastic in that as well. And just the names of the characters are important. It's all based on, I think it's Greek mythology for all of the names. Because Mal is bad.
Yes. That's
what Mal means. And then the name of Emily Page's character, but she's named after a goddess who helps. I'm trying to remember. I know I used to know the Greek myth that Inception's kind of loosely based on, and it's really fascinating when you know that part of it. It's really a great story.
Would Shannon cover a dodgeball game?
Shannon would participate in a dodgeball game. I used to love playing dodgeball, as long as there were no face shots. The rule has no shots in the face.
Yes, we had that when we played. You couldn't do face shots.
Because there was always that one guy who just wanted to hit everybody in the head.
Right. We had that. It was shoulders up, didn't count as a hit.
We could do social distancing and play dodgeball. We could 100% do that. Have a meetup and stay far away from each other and play dodgeball.
I think that's a terrible idea.
Everybody could be 6 feet apart, even on the other team. We could take up a whole soccer field for a game of dodgeball. I think it's a great idea.
What do Shannon and Yvonne think of Napoleon Dynamite? My mom.
I watched that movie. I watched that movie so much. And Uncle Rico is one of the funniest, creepiest characters ever. And I don't know what it is, but when he says, I bet I could throw a football over that mountain, it's hilarious. And when he goes, hey, watch this, and he nails Napoleon in the face. Absolutely one of the funniest things. Or when Napoleon goes out and he's feeding the llama, he's just got the leftovers. Eat your dinner. You over here and eat it, and it's just this slop that he's throwing at the llama.
Yeah, my mom
and give me some tots.
Like,
Napoleon
shoved in his
give
pocket.
me some tots, and they're in his pocket. Just be nasty.
Ugh.
And just the fact that it's Haley Duff in that movie too that plays Summer. That's Hilary Duff's older sister. It's so bizarre. It's such a fun movie. Your mom goes to college. There's so many great lines in that movie. And the fact that his brother Kip actually has a girlfriend. The whole movie, you're like, man, this is the internet. He's totally being catfished. And then, no, she's real. Holy crap, she's real.
What do you think of those stupid doctor dramas? I don't watch them.
Depends on the doctor drama.
I do.
I loved Saving Hope.
Never watch. Nope, I don't watch.
But I mean, I loved Saving Hope because Erica Durance was in it. She's Lois Lane from Smallville.
I don't know.
So when you've got Lois Lane from Smallville, I'm automatically a fan.
I know you work like that. I don't.
I liked ER. ER was fine until they decided that my favorite doctor on the show needed to be killed by a helicopter after going through a traumatic helicopter accident. And I'm like, are you serious? The helicopter is hunting him? What in the world? And you know, I'm watching this with people like, that was amazing. And I'm like, are you serious? That was stupid. That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. He loses his hand. It gets chopped off by the rotor blade of a helicopter. And then he's working with a stump, and he's, you know, they give him a hook or whatever, and they give him, you know, prosthetic hand. He can't be a surgeon. He can't be a surgeon anymore. And then a helicopter lands on him.
Okay.
He dies with a helicopter landing on him, and nobody even noticed he was dead until the next episode.
Okay.
And I was like, this is just ridiculous.
No, I don't.
He actually, it's like Jaws, but with a helicopter. And ER was totally ridiculously stupid after that. That was like, I'm done. It was like Glenn being with the baseball bat, where I said, okay, Walking Dead, you can kiss my ass. And that was my experience with ER as well. I'm done. I'm out of here.
Do you watch many foreign films?
I used to.
I do.
I used to watch
I also like a lot of the foreign shows that are on Netflix.
I used to watch a ton of European movies back in the days of VHS and going to the movie because I didn't like the blockbusters. Like Independence Day was, to me, stupid. Jurassic Park, dumb. But give me a foreign flick that you got to read subtitles. I was going to be so into that. One movie I don't think you've seen is Exotica, which is a French-Canadian movie. It's actually really good. I'm going to have to find it and buy it because it's a really good movie. But it's very artsy-fartsy.
Who is your favorite doctor from Doctor Who?
12th.
I know Shannon's answer.
Peter Capaldi. He may not have had the greatest scripts, but man, this is Clara. She's a carer. She's my carer. She cares so I don't have to. He's great. He's great. When he has when he fights Robin Hood with the spoon, that's absolutely fantastic. And when he's like, enough with I hate bantering. Stop, enough with the bantering. Remember that?
I do. Yeah.
That was just great. He is so funny.
He's not my favorite.
That's because your favorite's Chris Eccleston, the Ninth Doctor.
I do really like him.
I would give an honorable mention to Dave Tennant. Dave Tennant, the 10th Doctor, is fantastic.
He is pretty awesome. Yeah. He seems to be most people's favorite.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But for me, Peter Capaldi, the grumpy old man, absolutely works.
Favorite Sandler movie?
Happy Gilmore. For you, it's probably 50 First Dates.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like 50 First Dates. That was cute.
Or Wedding Singer.
Oh, I really like Wedding Singer. I'd probably Wedding Singer and then
see, Billy Idol gets it. If Billy Idol gets it, why doesn't she get it?
Wedding Singer's great. That one's
Wedding Singer for the Billy Idol bit's great.
That
nobody talks like that to Billy Idol.
I even watched Wedding Singer at a theater in France.
Sounds like a country song.
And it was funny because they had the subtitles for all the words except for not the songs. And so when the songs are coming up, when he does his song,
Linda.
Yeah. When that's not, I'm laughing hysterically. And there's a bunch of people that are
somebody
just like,
kill me.
Yeah, that
please.
Song is so funny. And I was just laughing. Yeah.
Someone please kill me.
Yeah, that's funny.
I have to say, when I was going through my own bout of depression when I was single, that movie was fantastic. That movie is absolutely one of the greatest movies to watch when you're single. Because when he goes through that whole thing, and Sydney and Scott are newlyweds. Whoopity-doo! Absolutely great. I love that. When he sings Love Stinks, it's just nothing's better than that. That was just great. Or when the crowd's turning on George at the start because he keeps singing,
Oh,
"You really want to
yeah.
hurt me?" You're gonna have to get in here. The crowd's turning on George. Hi. What's that for? She
was
totally
thinking
huffed
about
at me.
meowing.
You
What do you
huffed
think
at
about
me. What's going
meowing?
on?
It's like my spot. How am I supposed
What's
to get in
going
the
on?
tree?
Hi.
Thoughts on King of Queens?
I enjoyed it. I did. I enjoyed it. I think Kevin James and Leah Remini have natural comic timing together. It didn't work on Kevin Can Wait. That one it didn't work on, but it worked very, very well on King of Queens. That was an entertaining show. Probably went on too long, but it was an entertaining show.
Favorite Vegas buffet?
Oh,
We haven't been to very many.
I would think the Aria.
I was going to say the one at Aria was really good. We didn't really like the one at Excalibur.
No.
Luckily, it was free. we went there for Christmas.
We went there a couple of times. Yeah.
No, but wasn't it the Christmas one? We got free buffet every day except for on Christmas.
Yep. And
so
by the end of the week, our buffet was like 2 or 3 items.
There was barely anything for us to eat.
I was like, oh, good, I get a tart again.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Like I was going and getting a latte and I don't remember. There was like a couple things that we would eat there. Rice pudding. They had rice pudding that was pretty good. But other than that, yeah. So I wasn't a fan of the
the Aria has a really good buffet.
Yeah.
Let's hope that the borders open by August and we can figure out a way to make it work. I'll sell blood if I have to.
But I was reading a thing on the casinos just this morning and what they're doing so that they can open. And I think they're going to be doing everything they can.
Well, of course.
To make that a safe place.
Well, I don't worry. Like, I don't have any concern about the hotel room. I don't have any concern about the cleaning staff. It's the common areas.
Mm-hmm.
But in the Aria, you're able to avoid it for the most part. Yeah. You don't have to go through the middle of the floor. You really don't have to go through because there's that door to the side. And with the reservation I have, we'll see whether or not we can use it. We can bypass that altogether because we have the concierge entrance. So we can bypass that altogether. It's part of the reason I got that without even thinking of COVID.
That we got our reservation well before.
Yeah. Yeah, and that could end up being really smart because it would be on a higher floor and it would be basically bypassing the casino.
Did you see the crazy interview on CNN with Vegas's mayor?
Oh, God.
She's not the mayor of the Strip, though, and there's so many people that have come out saying we don't agree. She reminds
me
That's
of
not
for people who've watched Pump Up the Volume. She reminded me of the principal from Pump Up the Volume. It was for the good of the school. These people were losers. Mm-hmm. They're just kids. They're losers. They're not going anywhere. This is for the good of my school. She's sacrificing kids because their grades weren't high enough.
Just touching the elevator buttons will be something you need to be careful about.
Oh, yes.
So I took the kids out for Gabriel's birthday. That was the last time we went out somewhere. We went to the Vancouver Aquarium. That was on March 12th. As we were driving home, my phone was just pinging that things were closing. Mm-hmm. Shannon was messaging me, and they just turned off hockey. And I was getting message, no more church, as I was driving home. So that was the last place we went. We knew that it would be soon closing out. So before we went, I had made sanitizer. I had wipes. Each of the kids had a sanitizer that they could have in pockets. We had talked about everything. So that was the time we went out, and I was messaging Shannon while I was there. There was barely anybody there, that I was figuring out what would be difficult. There, they didn't have automatic doors. And so we were figuring out with the 4 of us, somebody needed to open a door. There's usually 2 doors. So you'd have to open the door. The other 3 would go in, open the other door, and then you'd have to sanitize your hands. Elevators. That was another one. You have to push the button. You have to sanitize your hands. We were figuring out little things like that. And I would think it would be similar. But on the thing I was reading about the casinos, they were figuring all of that out. They said that all doors had to either be automatic open or there would be somebody that opened doors for you so that guests don't ever have
They
to
could have
touch
somebody
doors.
on the elevator.
Yes, that's well, they already have the person that makes sure that you are a guest there
That you're
to get
supposed
to
to
the
be going to
elevators.
the right elevator.
So
yeah.
if they had an extra person there
Yeah.
pushing the button, that could absolutely be a thing.
Yep.
So I could see them doing that. They're already planning out what they need to do to make it safe for people to go there and be there. So I think it would be a pretty safe place, just be from what I've seen and what they're planning out.
Good kitty.
Yeah. So I think that would be something that they would watch. People have really shown their true colors. People and businesses.
Yes.
I've told Shannon that at the very beginning. We're really seeing who people are. Yeah.
That's why they asked earlier who my favorite owner was, and I said Mark Cuban of the Dallas Mavericks, because he's been very outspoken about make sure everything is safe, and he's been very good to his staff and to his employees, that he's not laying people off as much as for as long as he can, and he's avoiding all that.
It's sad because the Vancouver Aquarium is in danger of closing permanently.
I heard about that.
But they did the sales of the masks and they were sold out so fast.
Yeah. Are they made from whale?
They're the crappy printed. I saw one.
So they're made of a whale.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys have seen these. My Facebook is covered in them. People are messaging us about them. The masks you see advertised on Facebook, Fanatics has them. They're all the pre-orders and they screen print whatever. I've seen these masks now. They are crap. They are just so that you can, see, I'm wearing a mask. They're made of the wrong material. They won't filter anything.
Oof.
They will filter nothing. So you would have to put a filter in them, but they're made out of like a spandexy material, and they're knit. They're terrible. Was there anyone at the aquarium the day you went? There were a few people, not very many. There were very, very few people. It was the last day. Well, schools were open one more day after that. So we went during a school day, during the day. So there weren't very many people there. There weren't any field trips, which generally there's field trips if you go during the school day. There were not very many people at all. So we didn't have to worry about being too close to people. Because that was one of the things. I had a long talk with the kids before we even went there. And I messaged Shannon while we were there. I'm not taking the kids any place else during this. And I didn't have to worry about that because then everything closed down.
Yep.
Can you please do an NHL power ranking President Trophy winners from 86 to 2019?
Oh, I can get into all kinds of power ranking ideas. The question there about whether or not Shadow gets jealous, that's what you just saw. I had Bear in my arms. I put her down, and he's just glaring at me from the tree, just giving me the stink eye. So I have to call him over and pick him up, and now he's purring, and he's happy because I have him. He'll get disinterested.
Bear gets more jealous.
He'll get disinterested pretty quick, and if I don't put him down, he'll slap me. But he does need that because he's like, well, why does she get picked up and I don't? Bear will get really angry, and Bear will actually attack him.
Yeah, Bear gets quite jealous.
I know.
Did your kids enjoy the aquarium? Of course, they love the aquarium.
The aquarium's fun.
They do really like it.
I was home that day because I knew there was something when I was doing the review, and I realized this is the last of hockey. Now, if they bring back the regular season and I've already torn my boards apart, I'm going to be kind of choked, but it's a good thing.
Yeah. Are you going to do a new updated top 200 movies list? I really enjoyed it.
I could. I'd have to find the original list. I do with the original list. Did you take the original list? Do you know what happened to it?
Isn't it in one of your books?
Oh, God, I hope not. You
didn't do it online, did you?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It could be in one of my books. At least we don't throw those out.
My mother bought one of those crappy cloth masks. I make my dad wear a surgical mask under it. That gets changed out. The cloth mask is washed. He's 84. I want him to have double protection if he goes out.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what a lot of places are doing. They're using the cloth ones to actually make the surgical mask last longer. So they're kind of using the surgical mask as a filter instead. With the cloth masks, even if you have the crappy ones, you can use paper towels as a filter. It is pretty darn effective. So if you have the super crappy ones, you might need to use 2 layers of paper towel, depending on how thick it is. I mean, the ones I've seen are they're a terrible thin knit, which does nothing. So you might need 2 layers of paper towel, but paper towel is a very effective filter. I found there was a university that did the FSC on different fibers and different weaves. And paper towel is quite efficient. So where is Lilybell? Upstairs. Would you? No. What?
That's your channel.
No.
I figured that out. The sewing lady. I'll be the hockey guy.
That
You'll
would
be the
so
sewing
not
lady.
be entertaining. I'm not entertaining like
What if I
Shannon
call
is.
it the sewing chick? Would
Yeah,
that work?
No. I'm not a chick. No. Has Yvonne ever done a top 200 movie list? If not, what's the chances we get one? I don't do lists like Shannon.
She's not a big fan of lists.
Shannon
I love doing
does
lists.
lists
I've
just
done
for the
lists since
heck
I was
of
a
it.
little kid. So
He does lists for fun. I don't.
I enjoy doing lists. I used to do my 30 favorite songs every single week. I didn't miss a week for about a decade. And I would actually have a book for each year of what my 30 favorite songs were each. And I would go back and go, oh yeah. And I also tracked how many weeks they were in the top 30 and how the highest they got in my favorite 30 songs.
No, I had hobbies, so
the song Touch Me by Samantha Fox was in my top 30 for a year and a half.
hit surprise.
What? That was a very good song. And Self-Control by Laura Branigan was in the top 30 for about a year as well.
I'm so shocked.
Why? It's a really good song.
It's not.
Laura Branigan is a national treasure. You can't speak her name in an angry tone.
God forbid you call her Toots. Yeah, Shannon thinks he's funny.
TSL.
What was the final day before the NHL shut down like for you two? We went to the game on the 11th, March 11th was the last game we went to, and then it shut down on the 12th.
Yep. No, the game we went to was on the 10th.
Was it the 10th? I thought it was the day before.
10th. And then the next night I was watching hockey, realizing it was getting shut down. Because that was when Gobert.
That's right. There was one more.
Gobert had his incident. Okay, so we'll call your channel Entertaining Sewing Lady, so it's ESL.
Oh gosh. You're a dork. But I'm not entertaining, so that doesn't work.
Or we could Amazing Sewing Lady, and then it's ASL.
Yeah, no.
The ASL channel. See what kind of trolls you get on that. What kind of bots you get on the ASL channel, huh?
No.
What do you think? What kind of bots do you think you get?
I saw you on the broadcast for the 10th game. Yeah, that's the one that they showed us.
Such great seats.
Yeah, that was a fun spot. We've never sat in that spot.
Great seats. See, and I was ahead of the game. I was always making sure we had aisle seats. I was always making sure we were lower down. I was big on let's just wait till the crowd disperses. I don't like being in the crowds. I was ahead. I was ahead of the game. So I've been trying to socially distance from people for decades. I socially distance from having friends, girlfriends, a life. I've socially distanced from things for decades. It's true. It's the reason I don't get sick very often, because I don't have friends and I don't do things. People are kind of germ bags. So sup germ bags, and then you watch the germ bags walk on, and then you do your own thing. So, who's laughing now?
Has Shannon seen Knives Out?
Not yet. Knives Out is on the list of movies I really want to watch. I was going to order it when it came out, but it was expensive. So I'm just waiting for it digitally, because right now the digital releases seem to be coming a lot faster and earlier than they were before. So yeah, I'm just waiting for one of those.
Would an Austin Powers Johnny English be a good crossover movie?
You could make that work. They're kind of different though. Johnny
They're
English is
quite
more
different.
simplistic and kid friendly than
Johnny
Austin.
English is funny, whereas Austin Powers has spots of funny.
I would argue that the second Austin Powers movie is fantastic. The first one's okay, but the second one is kind of sort of fantastic. The third one is not. The third one is really not.
That was the gold
with
figure
Beyonce.
one, right?
Yeah, with Beyonce in it.
Oh, I didn't know that was Beyonce.
Yeah.
I've got rotary cutter blisters.
They're going to be calluses, sweetie. You're going to have a rotary callus.
And injuries and cuts all over my hands.
Yep.
My hands hurt.
Your hand will be fire resistant after that.
You're a dork.
Isn't that going to be great? You told me when we met you wanted to have fire resistant hands. That was one of your goals in life.
What?
It was on your bucket list.
Rowan Atkinson is an amazing actor. He's
Rowan Atkinson is absolutely fantastic. His stand-up is really good too. If you can track down his stand-up routines, he is really funny. My favorite routine of his was when he was welcoming people into heaven.
Oh yeah,
that is absolutely
funny,
hilarious. Yeah. Where he reveals which religion was right, and I think it's like the Episcopalians or something. He goes, "Yeah, no, they were right. They had it the whole time," and he was separating everybody out by their religion. And yeah, he's got some pretty good stuff there.
Battle scars. I definitely have battle scars.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I've a blister on my thumb from all of the. I use a rotary cutter because I'm cutting way too much fabric.
Lots.
And I have a blister from using
lots
my rotary
and lots.
cutter. Does Shannon ever sit down?
I've been sitting on the stool a little bit today because I'm kind of tired, but in general, no. Because one thing I learned when I was doing the manual labor jobs is you can be really tired and not be aware of it. And then you sit down and you go, oh, I'm really sore. Now my body doesn't want to get back up. So I started making it so that even when I had breaks and lunches, I would just go out in the parking lot and stand around and talk to people. I wouldn't actually sit down in the lunchroom because then I would feel sore and I would realize how tired I was and I would start to feel it. So I found it was better just to walk around all day.
Have you ever watched Designated Survivor?
No.
I don't know what that is. I don't believe I've
ever
heard of that one. Oh,
it's
okay.
a series.
Can the Kansas City Chiefs repeat?
They can, but it's a tough call because and anybody repeating that's not the New England Patriots, it gets really, really difficult.
Do you have hillbillies in BC? Northern BC.
They don't call them hillbillies.
They're different.
Hicks.
Yeah. Yes.
They're Hicks.
Yes.
Canada, they're Hicks.
Yes.
And you'll have Hicks anywhere in Canada.
Oh yeah.
We have
in
Hicks.
BC. They're in the north.
Yeah, I hung out with a bunch of guys from Chetwynd. There was some Hickdom with those guys, and it was funny to listen to them all talk to each other. And every single conversation would end with, "You want to take this outside?" Seriously, guys, does everything have to end up in a fight? And then it would be, "Yeah, you guys should take this outside. I want to watch you guys slap fighting each other. This is going to be funny." But yeah, every conversation I ended with, "Do you want to take this outside?" Seriously.
It's Letterkenny.
Basically, yes. Every conversation ended in a fight.
Boys are dorky.
It's funny, though, to watch it. It's really funny to watch it.
Would you do a list of horror movies by type of horror?
I could do that. I've been thinking about that as well, because there are certain types of horror movies I like and certain types I really don't. So, yeah, I could definitely do that.
How many Canadian towns are actually like Letterkenny? A lot.
Most of them.
A lot.
Most of them.
Yeah.
Just very laid back, a lot of swearing, and And yeah, there's fights on any given night. I know when I was I DJ'd in Harrison Hot Springs, which is a resort not far from here. And while I was DJing, there were fights breaking out. So after I was done DJing and I was out in the parking lot, the police show up, and the police officer was calling everybody by their first name. And I thought, okay,
You're in
this
Harrison.
is really, really Canadian. This is really Canadian that he knows every single one of these kids and he's telling them to knock it off.
Latex. Yes. How often do you guys travel into the States?
Not anymore.
Now? Never.
I miss it.
Spend 2 months.
I miss it so much. And I wasn't even going with you, but now I want to because I can't.
Right.
I want to because I want to go. I want to go to California. I want us to do Disneyland, just the two of us. I want us to do Vegas and then Disneyland. That was the plan for August.
I know, and I was saying that would be the most.
Oh, that would have been just so
ever.
fantastic. It'd be like, oh, our holiday in Vegas is over. Hi, Disneyland. This is great.
Right. Oh.
So if it doesn't happen, we'll plan it for.
We'll plan it for
another time.
The most amazing holiday ever.
We don't have kids for Christmas,
right?
So
we should be able to go to the States by then, right?
I would think. I'm willing to quarantine when we get back.
Oh yeah,
no problem with quarantining when we get back.
And I think there will be, like I've said though. So Vegas is going to be doing all that they can to make it safe.
And Disney definitely.
Disney. I told you about all the stuff Disney's trying to do to make it safe.
Disney's talking about making it so only locals will be at Disney.
Yeah, we're definitely not local.
No, but it would. I don't know how you enforce that either.
Because they know where you're from when you get the tickets.
Oh, okay.
They know where you're from. When you buy them locally, they see your ID.
But if I'm local, couldn't I just give my ticket to somebody else?
No, because your name's on them. Remember when we got our tickets, our names were on them.
Right. I was just thinking if it was before they take the picture.
Why not the kids included? Well, they wouldn't enjoy Vegas because not how we do Vegas anyways. We like to just walk around and wander.
The kids would be bored to death in Vegas.
Yes. We do so much walking.
And then there'd be a lot of, can we get this? And it'd be really expensive items. It'd be like, no.
And sometimes it's fun to do things without kids. We work from home. We homeschool. We are around the kids all the time.
Yep.
It is 24/7. And our oldest teenager has autism. So he is so challenging.
Handful and a half.
Like we don't talk about it much on here, but it is very, very challenging.
Yep.
Yeah. It can be really, really stressful sometimes, especially with our oldest. And so going on holiday without kids is really nice sometimes. It's a nice break.
It's nice to be able to recharge once in a while.
Yeah, we can kind of turn that off. And like Vegas for us is perfect because we just get to walk around.
I can do videos. She wanders around and shops.
Awesome.
We can pick a spot where we're going to meet.
Yeah.
We've been there so many times. They'll say, all right, well, I'll meet you in front of this building. All right. And then, I know where she is. The Strip is really easy to navigate once you've been there a couple of times. And it's funny because locals don't like it, but we as tourists absolutely love the Strip. Everything's right there. Even CVS, which means you're not spending a ton of money on everything. And so it's not a holiday with the kids. Disneyland definitely works with the kids. It'd be nice to go without them just the one time because
that would. I know when Shannon suggested that was one of those. Oh, we could slow down.
Yeah, we don't have to rush around and we don't have to entertain people. We can just hang out. We could just go on that boat.
Looking at what we want to. That would be
that big boat with the cannon. We could just go on that a few times. Just hang out there and look around and
you would do different things. I know I can hear it too. Yeah. It's all the time.
Now?
Who knows, somebody breathing or something.
Okay, so she started crying and then they tried to make her laugh.
They
did something. They only do that when they feel guilty. So I don't know what they did.
I would like to travel across Canada by train, but it's really expensive.
Traveling across Canada by train is fantastic. I did it when I was a little kid. My mom and I came out here from Regina There used to be a big train station in Chilliwack, so we went from one to the other, and it was absolutely fantastic. I remember going through the mountains. I remember all the tunnels. I remember
yes, the tunnels. There's a couple really long ones.
It's jaw dropping because I was about 3 years of age, and I could still remember it vividly. Some of the stuff that we saw and just how great it was.
I used to ride on the train with my grandma.
But it is very expensive, but it is fantastic. The train is a fantastic way to travel.
Yeah. What have you missed the most during this pandemic? Just being able to go out places.
Just just on a personal level, just being able to go out and do shopping.
Shannon and I. So when we say going shopping and going to the mall, really, there's not a whole lot of shopping. It's we go to the mall and just walk around.
We wander.
A lot of times we won't even buy stuff. We like to
wander.
Like go to the mall here, go to Metro Town. We like to just go places and walk around.
And like
that's why Vegas works so well.
There's a girl that works at Lids. We'll go in if we know she's working. We'll go in and talk to her for a while.
There's the ladies at the tea store.
Yeah. If the right girls are working at the tea store, we'll go in and talk to them. I
still get to talk to the fabric people a little bit.
Yep. And it's just that feeling. And then for me personally, when there's hockey on, it writes my videos for me. I'm just saying, here's what's happening tonight, and here's what's happened tonight. And that does about 30% to 40% of the work for me. It's a much heavier workload right now because there's nothing. There hasn't been a single move made in 2 months. And it's trying to keep juggling things around and keep everybody's interest, while I would totally understand people going, I'm not interested. I don't really care because there's nothing on. So I'm doing my best to come up with topics every day, 5 videos a day, and come up with different playlists. Like today, I did that rivalry. Which is the Kings, Sharks, and Ducks. I've started taking it apart because I'm doing Toronto and Ottawa tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
But I'm doing different rivalries.
In the world, this is
but today was about California and how they don't like each other very much.
Oh, that's true. Huh.
So
how often do you get recognized in public? Depends on where we are.
I think I get recognized almost more in Vegas than I do anywhere else.
Vancouver. You get
Depends
recognized
where we are in Vancouver.
A lot in Vancouver.
Depends
if we
where
go
we are in
to the big mall in Vancouver, Shannon gets recognized a lot. If we walk around Vancouver,
and yet Guildford, I don't get recognized.
No.
Metro Town, yes, because it's huge.
Yes, at the mall here, it's fairly often that either somebody will approach us or we'll see where you can tell they know who we are. I get recognized quite a lot in Abbotsford.
Yep.
Not as much in Vancouver if I'm by myself. I mean, I have, but more here.
Right.
Yeah, everywhere. I'm trying to think, is there anywhere we've gone where you haven't been recognized?
Because everybody loves you. That's what it is.
It's not a thing. Because it's one of those, hey, you're the hockey guy's wife.
No, you're the amazing sewing lady, or
that's not
ASL.
What people say. No.
People say ASL all the time. Haven't you been on AIM chat lately?
Dark.
Or MSN Messenger? Don't tell me you haven't been in a Yahoo chat room in a while. Because ASL is quite a popular phrase. And now we can take advantage of that very popular, totally current phrase for your amazing sewing lady channel. Right there.
If someone knows you in public and says that's the hockey guy, do you get uncomfortable or happy?
It's just weird.
It's usually pretty fun.
I don't have a problem with it. It doesn't bother me at all. I always offer to take a picture.
Yeah.
I always shook hands. That's going to have to go by the wayside. I apologize. It's going to be really hard for me too, but that does kind of go by the wayside. And but I do enjoy that, because keep in mind, if I'm a jerk to everybody in public, and if I say, I don't have time for this, then the channel goes.
People are usually really nice when
and people are pretty darn decent about it. I haven't really had a bad experience.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Most people are really nice.
I haven't had a bad
off
experience.
the bat.
I mean, every now and then there's a drunken posse that'll, hey,
that's
it's the hockey guy. Oh,
that's
crap.
the hockey games.
Why are there? That's why I don't leave my seat now during games, because I'd be like, all right, Yvonne, I'll be right back. And then a drunken posse would recognize me. Yes, I watch him on YouTube. Oh, crap. There's a bunch of them. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Hey, you're my favorite. I
Yes.
love you. And it's like, oh my God.
That's how
Okay.
it goes. Yeah.
And I'm out there because I have to go to the bathroom. I'm
Yes.
not out there for hugging people. And so yeah, I try to make sure that I'm riveted to my seat the whole game, because
That is true.
that's not,
It makes
Yeah.
the intermission
yeah,
busier.
because it's like,
Yeah.
oh wow.
Why would you go to the Guilford Mall? It doesn't even have anything good. I like the Guilford Mall.
Hot Topic.
Yeah, it has Hot
BB
Topic
Games.
and it has the Disney store
Disney
and
store.
has the Lego store. I used to take
Sunrise
the
Records
kids there.
is in there too.
Yeah. Is it still? Yes.
Yeah, because it took the
closed it
old
when it was
Jersey
the old one.
store.
Yes.
The Jersey store closed without
I
telling
used to
me
take my
first.
kids there because they did the make and take for Lego
There
once
was
a
a
month.
Jersey store there,
And so I'd go there.
and it had jerseys that I wasn't buying, but I like to look at them.
Yeah, and
then they closed, and they didn't tell me they were closing.
And sometimes they have different jerseys there. Not that we need to buy jerseys anymore.
I still think about that store. I mean, I've got the jerseys.
And it's a lot closer than Metrotown to us. It's like half the distance.
It was so sad.
So yeah, we like the Guilford.
They had such nice jerseys, and then they closed.
I mean, we really like Metrotown, but
they didn't even have a sign. They didn't even have a sign to say they were going out of business. It just closed. And I was like, wait, how did this close? Yeah. Why didn't anybody call me? I would have helped them with liquidating. And it's just gone.
Oh, it was weird though. I don't think they knew they were going to close.
Well, it wasn't like the one in Chilliwack where it was just gone because it got.
Oh, that one they had the signs all over.
Yeah,
that was weird.
Yeah.
Okay. To be fair, there's not a lot of people that look like Yvonne, so it makes sense. It's because I'm an
radiant
original.
Angel.
That's not
radiant. You're my Chloe.
It's because I have purple hair and I dress like a weirdo.
You're my Chloe, or are you Maze? I think she's more Maze than Chloe. Really.
What are you trying to say?
See right there, that's the Maze thing. So.
Does Shannon ever start randomly talking about something like the day that the potato almost replaced the dollar, and then Yvonne walks away saying, "I don't know him." He does that. He absolutely does. When we meet people, when we're around people, when we're at the meetups, he will start doing his random crap.
You're just jealous.
Yes. It's absolutely how we talk on here. It's really, that's us.
You're just jealous.
Yeah.
Because my awesomeness.
Right. That's it.
That's what it is. I'm 6 potatoes past 9. I'm 6 potatoes past 9. That tells you how awesome, because 9 out of 10 is 9 out of 10, but 6 potatoes past 9 out of 10, that's 6 potatoes past.
Do you ever have kids recognize you in public? Yes.
Oh, yes. I think of Vegas when we were at the
bus.
At
the dam.
At the Hoover Dam.
Yeah. He had to have been
11 or 12.
I was going to say 12 or 13.
And it was his parents that came over.
And yes, so our son says he recognizes you from YouTube. So then we went over and talked to the family for a little bit.
Yep.
But yes, we've been recognized by kids.
Absolutely. I get that at games too. I'll hear, Dad, he's the guy from the TV. He's the guy from, okay.
The only jersey store they have is Sports Check, and it only has Canucks jersey, and it's frustrating. Yes, and they used to have. What was that other store? No,
Pro Hockey Life still has a lot of the jerseys
in Guilford Mall. Oh, there was another store, and it had a bunch of jerseys.
Well, there's still Jersey
where
City.
We found the
V's.
It had the V shoulders. That one
in Metropolis, there's still that other Jersey store.
I know. No, at Guilford Mall.
Guilford.
There was another little Jersey store, and it had a lot of jerseys,
closed.
And that's the one. Yes, that we. That's
the one I was just whining about.
Yes, that one.
You weren't paying any attention then.
I heard. Bleh.
See, she just doesn't pay any attention. I can't believe they didn't at least say clearance sale or something. Just sorry, business is dead.
Yeah, they used to have another Jersey store.
They could have called me. I could have come and helped them liquidate.
But there's
because at the time I didn't have some of the jerseys they had, so I have them now. But if they were liquidating, I probably could have got them cheaper that way than to get them the way I got them. So, and I still don't have my Chico Rest jersey I got from Sports K, so I'm looking forward to that. That's only been a month. We'll see if I'll get my Kawhi first, because I don't really, the Kawhi one's just sort of a fun one, but It's just because I got to have a gun show. And so if I have the tank top, I can have the gun show.
See, you have those tank top hockey ones, and it's
I
always
don't wear
so
them very
weird.
much.
No, because you don't wear tank tops.
I
just
used to.
looks
I used to
weird.
wear tank tops all the time, and then I met you, and I realized I wanted to cover up, so I just don't do the tank tops anymore. Well, I just feel like I'm so inferior. I just feel so inferior and self-conscious.
Oh, Shannon.
How could I not? Plus,
You're such a dork.
with the amount of subscribers I have, I cover up. It's just what I do.
A jersey you should look up is the Halifax Mooseheads cancer jerseys. It's really cool. Haven't we seen that one?
Halifax? I don't remember seeing
the
Halifax's.
Mooseheads cancer one. I'm thinking I saw that one.
QMJHL?
I'm thinking I saw that one.
You're not thinking of the Manitoba Moose?
Maybe. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Being a Canucks
Probably.
fan from Ontario, it's pretty hard to find jerseys here.
Sport check. Right now, sport check. And I think, well, I know with the Canucks they had the one with the word mark for $30, but when I looked, they only had a large or an extra large. All the other sizes were sold out. And again, it's a matter of just ordering. A lot of the stuff you see here, I couldn't have got any of that locally. It's just not going to happen. There's that one sports store in the mall there, but he carries a lot of Fanatics.
Yes. Yeah, he mostly does Fanatics. But we've got fun jersey sweatshirts from him.
True.
True. Like
I got a jacket from him too, I think.
Yeah.
I think one of my jackets was from him.
You should do an NHL, AHL, OHL logo ranking.
I could definitely do AHL. I've done NHL logos before. I've done it a couple of times. It always makes people mad. I don't know why, but it's because my opinion's stupid, I guess. But I could definitely do AHL. That'd be easy. You just have to print out all the logos and then magnet them up and then bring them down here.
Yeah, I'll do that in my spare time.
You have a lot of spare time.
Get right on it.
Like last night, I didn't sleep. I wasn't wasting time with this whole sleeping thing that you keep doing. So I don't know if you know, but that's just like wasted time. And I punch you out during that. So you're punched out, that you're not on the clock. This is why I get time and a half, double time and a half actually, because I never quit working. And you went to sleep.
You guys look great. What advice would you give to starting a workout routine?
I'm
not one to ask about that.
I have to do my treadmill every day, whether I feel like it or not. Today I have to do it, even though I'm exhausted. I have to do it. And just to have a goal and stick with it. And I finally had to say, potato chips are bad. Nacho chips are bad. I love them. They don't fill me up. They're tons of calories. And after you eat a bag of chips, you just feel bad and you're still hungry. So I avoid carbs, not because I'm, jumping on a bandwagon, but because they don't fill you up. And it's just empty food. So I actually, if I want a snack, chocolate bar actually fills me up just fine. And I stick with proteins for the most part. And I don't count calories, but I have a certain regimen that I follow, but I'm not hard on myself anymore. Like once I dropped about 40 pounds, I relaxed a little bit on some of it. And, as long as I'm not gaining the weight back, I'm happy. What are you doing now?
Oh, I've got
somebody else.
I was just checking. I have 3 masked people that messaged me. No, not on their way, but okay. 3 masked people messaged me. So
I guarantee I'll sleep better tonight.
Do you like simulator games? If so, which ones?
One of my favorite games when I was a kid was Baseball Simulator 1000, which again, much like I do with NHL, I would watch it play sometimes. But actual simulator games, so you're talking like Farm Simulator. I haven't done Farm Simulator. I've always thought it's weird when you have like video games that are doing things that we would have done in Frontier times. So we've evolved to the point where we can pretend we're farming in a video game.
I think the job ones are really funny.
The job ones are hilarious.
It's so weird.
Because the kids will be like, "Oh, I did this." You could actually
simulator.
do it.
You could actually really wash dishes.
You want that in 3D? We've got it in the kitchen. It's in 3D and it's interactive, and you'll think you're actually getting your hands wet. So it's this brand new video game thing. I guess we could dress it up like it's a video game. Just put kapow and blammo all over the walls.
Yeah.
you know.
I heard a hockey YouTuber last week say that they were ending their channel, that it took too much time and commitment. Sounds like a compliment to you.
It takes a lot of time.
I don't think people understand how much time it does take.
It takes a lot of time.
Isn't that right?
It's,
you agree? Yeah.
And it is something that once I dedicated myself to it, and once this was the full-time thing, that's it. I don't take a day off if I'm on holidays. Oh, well, I've got the computer with me. I've got a phone, and I've got the webcam. I've got the microphone. I take it all with me, and I do videos every day. I do just as many videos when I'm on holidays as I do when I'm not.
Yeah.
And when we were in Disney, I would leave Disneyland to go home, go back to our room and watch hockey games, because when hockey was on, I had to watch it. And that's part and parcel of what's been built. And when hockey does come back, whether it's this summer or whether it's in the fall, I expect to be much, much busier. If they're going to squash the schedule together, it's going to be a lot of days. There's 15 games.
Yeah. It does take Shannon a lot of time. And I think for smaller YouTube channels right now, it's gotta be really, really hard.
Yeah. Because you're just not making
the revenue
any money.
is so
You're just
small.
not making any money right now.
So some of them would not be making anything, because you have to make $100 in a month to get paid.
Yep.
And there will be a lot of channels that used to be making a little bit of money, you know, well, a few $100s a month, that wouldn't be making anything now. So you would still be putting aside all of that time and all of that effort, and then
you
not getting
may
paid for it.
Like,
And that is hard.
I know I'd keep doing evergreen talent on the hockey channel, but I'm not going to make that money back. And I know I'm not going to make that money back. Those videos will never generate enough views for me to make that money back, even after we get into some sense of normalcy again in the world. It's just, it's a lot. And for me, it's cut my budget in half. And as I've said before, if I was like some other channels the size of this one, well, not this one, but the main channel, where they have a staff, I would have had to lay everybody off. I would have had to say, sorry, I can't afford to pay a staff right now. You're all out.
Yeah.
So it's got to be hard. And so for other YouTubers that decide to step out, I honestly completely and totally understand it, because right now it is really, really tough. You have to work, like I'm working harder now than I was, and I'm making half the money that I was. So it's
a lot more work for a lot less pay.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I have trouble maintaining my weight now that I've lost it. What's a good way to maintain weight?
Routine.
Just for me, it's also really watching it.
Yeah, and just figure out where the failing is. Like, and failing might be a bit of a strong word, but like for me, it was always potato chips, where I knew that's where it was starting to come back. That when I was losing, I wasn't eating them, and then when I was down to the weight I wanted to be at, I'd be like, it's not going to hurt me to eat a bag of chips. And then before I knew it, I was eating more of them. And then the weight would go right back up, or I would go up higher than I was before I started losing weight. So I've had to just maintain. I've had to say, no, I have to act like I'm always trying to lose weight. And then that way I shouldn't gain it back.
Right.
So it's a daily battle. And once you're in your 40s, that daily battle doesn't go anywhere. It's going to be there for good.
For me, I weigh myself every couple of days. Just because I'm so paranoid of gaining it back.
And you know, so just to help her out, I make sure that the scale's got a couple extra pounds on it, just so that it doesn't go to her head too much. I make sure that it's 2 or 3 pounds heavy. I make sure it's weighing a little bit heavy, just because I really care about her, and I want her to hit her maximum.
Don't listen to him.
Pardon?
Oh, I lost my mother last week, and my father is fading. Thanks for being around for me to get out of my headspace.
You have my condolences.
Really rough, and this is a really
hard time for a lot of people right now. And so
I what in the world is going on? I had one day I woke up in the morning, I was on Facebook, and one of my friends who lives just a couple blocks away, her husband passed away. And then the next post was one of my friends, her 21-year-old daughter passed away. And it was just one of those.
And that was when I told you to get off Facebook.
Yep, that was, oh my gosh.
Because she just had a complete meltdown with them. And yeah, it's tough right now. You didn't see Brazil today either, right?
I've seen nothing. I've been
Okay.
busy. I haven't even.
They
been on my
showed an
phone,
aerial of
except for people messaging
they
me.
showed an aerial of I think it's just a really large backhoe, and it's just digging mass graves out in the forest. They're digging mass graves.
But they have to.
Yeah, they don't have a choice right now.
Like people showing the pictures
And
of New York, they have to. What
man,
do they expect people to do?
I know.
They can't even cremate them fast enough. What do they expect?
I know. It's it is a tough time,
hard.
and so that's part of the reason too why I do videos every single day, and I make sure that the amount of videos that are uploaded are consistent every day.
Yvonne should dye Shannon's hair to match hers. Shannon with pink hair. His videos would go viral. Shannon doesn't have hair to dye. It's short. It's really short and fuzzy.
That's not what you said. You said doesn't have hair. So
he cuts it really, really short.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Because my dad didn't, and it looked terrible.
It would. So for news, do you watch CTV, CBC, or Global?
Yes, all of them.
Yeah.
I watch the Canadian news. I watch the American news. I watch all of it. I make sure I'm consuming from because part of it is right now online, everybody seems to talk from a different angle and they all yell at each other. So as long as I'm consuming news from every source, I'll know what somebody was watching, where they'll say something and I go, I know where you saw that. I know where you heard that. Oh, I know where you heard that. And to some extent, almost all of the media right now, there's guilt with the way they're portraying things and whether they're being too sunshiny or they're being too, everything's doom and gloom. And so I try to consume it from as many angles as possible, because there's truth in there somewhere. It's just a matter of going through all the data and finding it.
I don't like to watch the American news at all. I will watch some of the Canadian news, but I avoid watching the American news.
Canadian news is fun.
It's too one-sided. Yeah, in the Canadian news, they try, it seems anyways, they try to intersperse not depressing things. Yep. So they do a lot. Ours has been doing a lot of highlighting the good. So Global is, I'm trying to think of American equivalents. So you know how you have your national news, like CNN and MSNBC.
I would think they'd be more like CBS, ABC.
Then we have our local, which is Global, and then you'll have your city. So we have Global Vancouver. We also watch the Global Edmonton a lot too.
Global Edmonton's hilarious, because I don't think the anchors like each other.
They just reading some of the comments. The Global Vancouver will have highlighting the local heroes, and that's fun. So people will tell them about people in the community that are doing things. So like the fabric store that I go to, they were highlighted on there one day. They've had a lot of the sewing people on there. They've had a lot of the volunteers that go and visit the elderly people in their homes, things like that. So that's fun to watch. PBS is public owned.
PBS is good.
Isn't PBS kind of like CBC?
Public broadcasting? No, they're pretty down the middle.
Well, that's how CBC is.
Mostly.
CBC is pretty darn down the middle.
Depends who's hosting it.
Well, true, but it's not like the whole thing is one.
There are times where I think Vashi just goes overboard, where I'm like, okay, you can knock it off. They gave you your answer. Move along to the next question, Vashi. Please move along to the next question.
Keep up the good work, Shannon and Yvonne. What you've done to entertain us in the last 2 months with no sports is incredible. Really appreciate it. Stay safe.
I've done my best.
Opinion of Joe Biden. We don't really want to get into politics, but all of the old white icky men in American politics is gross and disgusting. If they could not get old icky men, that'd be
all I could think when I heard Joe was running was, I thought, oh no. And I meant what I said on Twitter, that after it was clear he was going to get the nomination, I posted the GIF of Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon having an argument that makes no sense in Grumpy Old Men, posting that and saying, I can't wait for the debates. That's how it's going to be. The debates are going to be two old white guys yelling at each other, and it's going to alienate a lot of people. and it's going to be just pointless. And there were good candidates, there were good Republicans last time, and there were good Democrats this time, and I don't know what the hell's going on when you get good people and it turns into this, because it didn't used to turn into this.
It's all bunch of
didn't used to, and now it's all how does this happen? I don't know how it happens. But again, we have Andrew Scheer in Canada, and I don't think even Andrew Scheer likes Andrew Scheer, because conservatives don't like Andrew Scheer. Liberals don't like Andrew Scheer. NDP doesn't. I don't know anybody that he seems to be genuinely disliked by everybody. So I'm not being political with this. Everybody seems to dislike him. Even his own party seems to be like, okay, out you go. We're going to get somebody else.
Go away. Stop.
You need to go. Then he keeps talking. They're like, why are you still talking? You need to stop it. So, yeah.
Do you have a favorite non-gory horror movie?
Changeling. George C. Scott from the 80s. Non-gory. So that'd be just your thrillers. Paranormal Activity, the first one I thought was a good movie. It had its moments. And Blair Witch, the original Blair Witch Project, was pretty darn good, and there's no gore in that.
Are you more excited about Seattle coming to the league than you were about Vegas?
Based on it being closer, I'm interested, but there was some excitement with Vegas coming in too, because it was a brand new area, and then the channel kind of blew up through Vegas coming in, so that definitely helped the excitement level for me. It's just different, so it's a different enthusiasm because it's a semi-local team for me, and it'll be fun to be able to go to Seattle and watch games.
I'm not reading all the political stuff.
I know.
To continue it.
I know. I'm not trying to open a can of worms. I'm just saying the debates are just going to be nonsensical, non sequiturs. I tell you, back in my day,
because it really is. They're both just too.
Why are they both yelling at the backdrop? Why can't
old men?
One of you guys needs to turn around and face the podium. Where are they wandering off to? What's going on? Why is there a clown out there juggling? What's going on? Why? How one of these people's going to lead the world? We're all going to die. Why is this happening?
Blair Witch was done in my state.
Blair Witch was done very, very well.
I remember that. I went and saw it in the theater.
I think it was New Jersey.
I have no idea. I don't remember random stuff.
I think it was shot in New Jersey.
Is that a Frozen sweater? Yeah. Yeah, see it's. I don't know if you can see.
I don't know. It's not cold.
It has Anna and Elsa.
I wouldn't say it's frozen.
And my zipper's sparkly. I don't know if you can see my sparkly because I'm cold.
But it's not. I wouldn't say the shirt's cold. I don't know why they're saying frozen.
It's a hoodie though. Because, Oh, and ta-da!
Wow.
Because when I'm going to make it myself, I'm going to...
ASL, Amazing Sewing Lady. Going to make that a thing. It's going to be great. I'm going to start your channel for you today. Amazing Sewing Lady.
So that's what I do when I make stuff. I make the
and you could just keep saying, let's get sewing. You could totally do, let's get sewing.
No.
Let's
Maryland.
Get sewing.
It was made in Maryland.
Oh, it was made in Maryland. See, I knew I was on the right coast. Let's get sewing. So Jim Gaffigan has this let's get cooking thing that he's doing right now on his channel while he's quarantined with his family. And my biggest regret is that I didn't think of it because his sense of humor and mine are really, really close.
They are. And how he talks to the kids, and the kids are like, he just doesn't stop saying let's get cooking. That would totally be Shannon. The amount of time that Adelaide rolls her eyes at you. Just, it's usually Adelaide's. I'm not going to bed.
What is it? Having 4 kids. Having 4 kids is like drowning, and they hand you a baby.
Yeah, it's like having 3 kids. Yeah, and your baby. Which hub cities would be best to complete this season?
Vancouver, Edmonton, Columbus sounds like they've got it figured out. Sounds like they're in good shape. If you needed another one in the States, Minnesota might be okay. I mean, you have a lot of rinks in that area. It is the state of hockey. I wouldn't rule out Toronto. I wouldn't rule out a lot of Canadian hockey being played, at the very least, a lot of games being played here in Canada. They'll have to quarantine 2 weeks after they get here, but after that, I would not be surprised to see a lot of hockey played in Canada.
I want a shirt like that with the Rangers on it. I've made I don't know if you can see it. So the zipper just goes to here and then it's solid. I have another one I made with the pattern, but
what's with the fringe at the bottom though?
There's no fringe. It's pretend glitter. It's the same pretend glitter that I have in here. I made an Alice in Wonderland one. That one's fun too, but that one I made a pocket in the front.
And the way that it rains glitter at the back, that's not, you know, and I understand you said it so if you get lost in the woods, then you can find your way back with glitter, because that's what Hansel and Gretel do in the Robin Hood story. But
you should open a THG video with, "Hello, let's get cooking."
Wouldn't Gaffigan come after me?
Why does he have it like copyright?
I would think he would. He'd be smart to copyright that because it absolutely works. And he makes it seem so important, but boiling water. And he had a huge pot of water and he kept opening the lid. And it's like,
kids he has?
Can you not keep opening the lid? The water's literally not going to boil if you keep opening up the lid all the time.
Put a lid on a pot to boil it.
It boils much faster when you leave a lid on it. Because then the heat stays, but you should.
I don't.
Especially when you've got 35 gallons of water.
And to boil in a pot that big.
Let's get cooking. And then they rolled it in oil.
That was weird.
I don't know how it would taste with olive oil. I'll have to ask him.
Here's a non-controversial topic. Thoughts on Brexit?
Well, we'll see how that goes, won't we?
Good luck.
And I would think with the current situation we're going through, well, everything's already a disaster, so that's already going. So you just go ahead and just shunt that right through and go, oh, everything's already on fire, so we'll just do this now.
What are the kids doing now?
Starting fires.
I was going to say, I don't think they when I came down, they were making dinner. They were making broccoli cheddar soup.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yum.
Broccoli. Eesh. My least favorite meat.
So they... No. They were making the broccoli cheddar soup because that's yum. And then I don't know. It sounds like they're done because I can hear they're thumping and whining up there.
Uh-huh.
So I have no idea what they're doing right now. Probably making a mess.
But we should
cleaning up after themselves.
We should probably get going because I have another video I'm going to do. And then I've still got a yard. I'm hoping to get something else mowed, but we're already to 6 o'clock. So we get into that dainty time of day where people might get mad that you're out mowing the lawn, but let's get mowing, I guess. You know, it's just, it works for everything. It's great. So Jim Gaffigan, if you see this, thank you so much.
Right, yeah.
Because Jim Gaffigan's going to be roaming around looking for a random live stream that's over 2 hours long. But yeah, so we're going to close it down here. Thank you guys so much for watching. And for all the support you guys have shown us throughout this, and we'll get through there and let's get cooking. Pitter patter, let's get at her.
If 2020 was a jersey, it would definitely be the Burger King jersey.
On fire. Be the Burger King jersey on fire. And it would be filled with bees.
And murder hornets.
So, yes, filled with bees. Anyways, there you go.
Did you hear there was supposed to be a big snowstorm coming to the East Coast? And they're like,
God.
Seriously? Come on.
I thought Day After Tomorrow was really unrealistic, but apparently that movie was accurate. So we're living through it. Just act surprised when the Statue of Liberty is frozen. And thank you guys so much for all your support.
Next stream, so we'll have the one on THG on Saturday.
And then this one on Sunday. TEG's on Sunday.
TEG, yeah.
So, and Amazing Sewing Lady, she'll be starting her live streams on her channel on Tuesdays.
My Tuesdays are free. I'll totally do that.
And
my spare time.
And so live streams. Amazing Sewing Lady.
I didn't know. I had somebody contact me. So, do you make birdcage covers?
You do now. Do it.
No.
Do it. They're easy.
Yeah, in my spare time.
It
would be really
just
easy.
Give them one of our plastic bags.
Just use a sheet.
Just give them one of our plastic bags. And just here. This will cover your bird cage. And all set. Just like paper mache something up. Get the kids paper mache something up.
Paper mache.
All right. Thanks, guys, for your support. And we will do this again likely soon. So Saturday on the main channel and Sunday over here. Thanks again for all your support.